Under the sweltering Manila sun, a young Filipino girl named Althea would often be found sitting on the edge of a crowded market, clutching a small, weather-beaten microphone that barely worked. Her family barely made enough to eat, and most days, music was the only thing that kept her spirit alive. While others saw her as just another street performer, Althea saw herself standing on a stage far away, a stage lit with golden lights, where people didn't just walk past her, but listened. Her inspiration came from American pop stars like Miley Cyrus, whose songs about struggle, resilience, and independence struck a chord deep within her. Every night, when the streets grew quiet, she'd whisper to herself, "One day, I'll sing for the world." Little did she know, that dream would come true sooner than she imagined, not in a small local contest, but on the grandest stage of them all, America's Got Talent. When Althea walked onto the AGT stage, the audience fell silent. She was wearing a borrowed dress that didn't quite fit, her shoes were worn, and her hands trembled as she held the microphone. Simon Cowell, with his trademark skeptical expression, leaned forward and asked gently, "What's your name, sweetheart?" Her soft voice replied, "My name is Althea. I came all the way from the Philippines, this is my dream." The judges smiled warmly, but no one expected what came next. The moment the music started, a stripped-down version of Miley Cyrus's "The Climb," the entire auditorium froze. Her voice was raw yet angelic, carrying pain, hope, and beauty all at once. Each note seemed to rise from her soul, echoing her life's hardships and dreams. By the time she hit the chorus, the crowd was already on its feet, and Simon's stoic face softened into something no one had seen in years: awe. Simon Cowell has seen thousands of performers, but there was something different about Althea. Her voice didn't just sound beautiful, it told a story. As she reached the emotional bridge of the song, her voice cracked slightly, not from weakness but from truth. Tears welled in the eyes of the audience, and even Heidi Klum was seen wiping her cheek. When Althea finished, the room erupted in cheers so loud they drowned out the music. Simon stood up slowly, visibly moved, and said in disbelief, "That was unbelievable. You didn't just sing that song, you lived it." The cameras zoomed in on his eyes, where even the king of criticism looked close to tears. "If Miley Cyrus was watching this right now," he continued, "she'd be proud of you, because that was more than a cover. That was art." The audience exploded into another standing ovation as Althea clasped her hands over her mouth, overwhelmed by emotion. It was Sofia Vergara who leaned over first and whispered to Simon, "She deserves it." Simon nodded, and before Althea could even take a breath, Simon reached out and slammed the golden buzzer. Golden confetti rained down like magic dust as Althea fell to her knees, sobbing uncontrollably. The judges rushed to the stage, hugging her and telling her how proud they were. The moment was electric, every camera captured her tears, her smile, and her disbelief. Backstage, Terry Crews lifted her up in a big hug and shouted, "You did it. You're going straight to the live shows." The world would later see that clip millions of times on social media. People from every corner of the globe commented things like, "This is why I love AGT." And, "Filipinos are truly born to sing." Even Miley Cyrus's official fan accounts began sharing the performance, calling Althea's version one of the most heartfelt renditions of "The Climb" ever heard. After her viral performance, people wanted to know more about the girl with the golden voice. In interviews, Althea revealed that her family had faced extreme poverty. Her father was a tricycle driver, her mother sold food in the market, and they had often gone days without electricity. Music was her only escape. She would sing to comfort her younger siblings when they were hungry and cry herself to sleep after listening to old Miley Cyrus CDs. When she auditioned for AGT, she had borrowed money just to afford the plane ticket. "It wasn't just about winning," she said through tears. "It was about proving that even a poor girl from the streets of Manila can dream big." Her story inspired millions, with fans around the world starting GoFundMe pages to support her journey. News outlets called her performance a modern Cinderella story, and Simon himself reportedly told producers, "This girl reminds me why I fell in love with music in the first place." Months later, Althea performed again in the AGT finals, this time singing her own original song inspired by her life, titled "Little Girl with Big Dreams." Her voice was stronger, her confidence radiant, and the crowd knew they were witnessing the birth of a star. Simon stood again, beaming, and said, "You didn't just climb, you soared." When the votes came in, Althea didn't just win the judges' hearts, she won the world's. Whether she took home the trophy or not didn't matter, she had already changed lives, reminding people everywhere that talent knows no boundaries, and dreams don't belong to the rich or privileged. As the credits rolled and she smiled through tears, she whispered to the crowd, "This is for every little girl who's ever been told she can't." The world had found a new voice, and Miley Cyrus herself would have been proud, because in that moment, a poor Filipino girl showed that true greatness comes not from fame, but from heart.